name is Victoria King, and today I will be talking to you about the topic blue light. Raise your hand if you play video games, if you watch YouTube videos, or even if you watch Netflix or Hulu, because I do. New York Post stated that in June 2020, the average U.S. adult spends 44 years of their life staring at screens. Staring at screens all day can severely damage your eyes in the future from a horrible source of light coming from your screens, blue light. Today, I will be discussing what blue light is, the effects of it, and lastly, I will go over ways on how to prevent it from damaging your health. We look at screens almost every day of our lives. We all know deep down that staring at a screen is not healthy, but not many individuals know why that is. Ever heard of blue light? With technology advancing every day, the topic of blue light has been appearing recently. But what is blue light and where does it come from? The sun that shines every day contains ambiguous and unambiguous rays of light called ultraviolet light. For the unambiguous light rays, not only do they come in different colors, but the wavelengths are varied and emit various amounts of energy. A cooler color, such as blue, has a shorter wavelength. However, these wavelengths contain copious amounts of energy, therefore making it more harmful for our eyes. Blue light is not only produced by your screens, but originates from the sun as well. According to Harvard Medical School, blue light is beneficial during daylight hours because it boosts attention, reaction times, and mood. When the sun goes down, our screens tend to stay on, and the light from the screens become more detrimental to our health. Let's face it, we are the first generation to grow up with advancing information technology. Yet many people do not know the underlying permanent effects one can retrieve from staring at a screen all day. Blue light is so high in energy that when it passes through the cornea and lenses, to get to your retina, it will later cause damage in your eyes such as cataracts, permanent vision loss, and even eye cancer. Harvard Medical School cites a study done by National Eye Institute by stating children are more vulnerable than adults because their eyes absorb more blue light from digital devices. The Washington Post states that in 2019, screen time for adolescent individuals has doubled to an hour each day. However, with COVID-19 happening and forcing many individuals to stay in and or work from home, one can assume that screen time has probably increased since then. Not only can blue light cause harm to your eyes, but it can cause harm to your biological clock, also known as our circadian rhythm. We naturally secrete melatonin when our biological clock realizes it's time to go to bed. However, when we use our screens at night before bed, the secretion of melatonin in our bodies is suppressed. Sleep is beneficial to our health, and when we don't get enough of it, there is an increased risk for depression as well as diabetes and cardiovascular disease, as stated by Harvard Medical School. With technology improving every day, there are various tips and tools to reduce the amount of blue light. Some of the ways we can combat blue light are by wearing blue light glasses, activating a screen time limit on our devices, using night mode on your device, looking away from your screens, and or purchasing a device with the UV light protected. Harvard suggests using dim red lights for night lights. This is because red light is less likely to shift your circadian rhythm and suppress melatonin. So there are many possibilities to reduce screen time. You can activate it in your phone settings, or instead of looking on your phone while waiting to see your doctor, you could read a book or magazine, or even talk to a stranger. With all this in mind, we must try and do better for our eyes' sake. When we stare at screens all day, our eyes in the future will be severely damaged, all thanks to blue light. If we don't start taking action, our eyes will be severely damaged in the future. If you think about it, our generation is like the guinea pigs for information technology, and we shouldn't be putting our health into danger for just us to see what someone posts online. So the next time you're on the phone, remember that you can possibly end up as a statistic of blue light damage. Stay safe, and thank you for listening to me.